Hello. This is my first time in a long time starting a meeting myself. And I am on a completely new system since the last time I did so. Mel will be joining shortly. And I am pulling up the visuals right now. Allow me to share the visuals I have right now. It is not showing the screen. Oh, there it is. Let's fix that. Quite a bit better. Okay. So while we are waiting for Michelle to come back into the meeting, um, I will tell you that this is the ADHD planning meeting. We have this almost every Sunday except for when we don't, because we usually will schedule bi-weeks. Even when we don't have our scheduled meeting. Oh, Michelle just joined. One moment.
Oh, I was wondering if you started streaming already.
I did.
Sorry
I
about
wanted to see if I
that.
could get
Just
it on
wasn't
my
sure.
own. Yes.
That's why I
The
told you because
video,
I wasn't sure if you had started or not. Well, here we are. How are you? Do you want to stop sharing for a minute? Or are you frozen?
hopefully that will help with the bandwidth.
Oh, you're frozen. Hello?
Yes. So I got low bandwidth on this thing. Um,
Mm.
but hopefully we'll get through this.
Did you
Um,
start already? I am not sure where you're at in this. Can you stop sharing for a minute?
yes.
Okay. I can't, I haven't been able to see myself yet because of this share.
Mhm.
And I'm still kind of setting up. So sorry to leave you abandoned like that. We're here late, which is fine, of course. But there's some other stuff I want to share with you before we get started.
Okay.
One is I got this cool chakra energy deck. It's like an oracle deck, kind of. Anyway, it has a different card for every chakra, a different set of cards for every chakra, and then it has the pose or whatever, along with like all the stuff that it says about it and why, which is really cool because I have um, realized that I've not been um, doing any chakra work at all, and it shows in the ways that it's showing. It's suggesting that I'm not grounded.
Mm.
So when I saw this, I was like, oh shit. Because I used to do a lot of chakra work, like regularly, daily meditating, um, and doing yoga that supports clearing chakra energies.
Mhm.
And I haven't done any of that in a really long time. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of it is the space. I live in a really, really tiny space and I don't have privacy. So I have to make it a priority. And I have been. Um, so there's that. And was there anything else? Maybe that was it. I don't have my planetary guide. And also
Mhm.
to anyone watching, I don't have my computer, so I'm on my phone, of course. And at some point I will have to plug it in. So maybe can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Maybe while the timer's on, I'll have be setting my phone down to like let it charge a little bit in between. But today I'm
Gotcha.
not using Notion or anything. I'm just doing my old a notebook, which will be good. Is my background blurred?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I am having some weirdness with Zoom on my end where it is not showing me or you, which is super weird, but it is showing on the stream. So I'm just looking at the stream and everything's delayed. But super
Hmm.
weird. Uh, anyway, so
Okay.
well, you don't have your planetary guide. I do have my planner book here that has like a quote every week. And funnily enough, the quote this week is from the Buddha, and it is "The mind is everything, what you think you become," which is a classic. So it is kind of perfect for what you were just talking about, how things are misaligned and it's impacting you um, in the outside, and it kind of goes along with what we were talking about last week as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was interesting. Um, so yeah, things are a little different this week, just the way things are set up, but um, we'll get through it,
We'll
and
get through it.
we're here. That's the most important thing, is that we're
Right.
here.
We're here and we're late and we're fine. And I 100% forgot about this whole day because I became really hungover from my 2000s dance party last
Mm-hmm.
night. Um, and Scarlett and I had a really large conversation before this about capitalism, referring to jobs, and what else did we talk about? Oh, the house thing.
Um,
I wanted to unblur my background because there's no need for it, but I can't figure out how. Um, Shit, it's so annoying. Oh, found it. None. There we go. This painting, by the way, was also printed out and put on a match. You know, the box of matches? It's on like the
Hmm.
top of the matches. Like I thought it came like that until I saw this painting. Just another detail to the house, you know.
Yeah, I love that.
It's very cool.
That is so cool,
Anywho,
dude. She gave a whole tour of the Airbnb she's in, and it's basically art that you can live in. Um, it's so wonderful.
I'm like
So,
sitting here at this desk. Hold on one second.
yeah, no.
That's not it. Hold on. How do you flip your camera here? Can you?
Maybe?
Oh, you might not be able to. Huh. Well, anyway, my view is those little things that went by on the stairs. That's what's sitting here.
Yes.
So it's very cool.
Yes. Like, almost every surface in that little house is art. Um,
Cool.
it's a beautiful thing. So,
There.
it sets a good tone, honestly, especially for when you're traveling. It can kind of put you in a fun, creative space. And then you can just enjoy it more because the thing about art is it requires you to pay more attention to like observations and
Mhm.
surroundings and be more present so that you can interpret it into art. So I think it's perfect.
That was a good one. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, in that creative mind space, we will go ahead and start here. This is Sunday service. So we do this. I was talking about a little bit before you joined. We do this almost every week. Sometimes we have bye weeks where we plan ahead but we don't show up. Um, and a lot of times, and sometimes we aren't able to do it for other reasons, health reasons, and what have you. Usually, when that happens, it's kind of understood that we're still doing some amount of planning unless we're like taking an entire week off for like a trip or whatever. But usually there's still some amount of planning on our end, which is why we have the visuals on our channel so that if someone else, still wants to plan and they're not either here when we're online or we're not posting for that week for whatever reason, you can still do the planning off stream just like we usually are off stream when we're not at least one point in the week, even if it's not on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Um, so we have a few tips for this. Is we want to honor the moment and set the tone. So this is a ritual. We want to be present. We want to be curious and grounded and stay inspired. We want to curate the vibe with lighting, music, comfortable clothes. Even when you're not doing it in your normal setup, there's still small things that you can do to make it feel right, just like Michelle is doing right now outside of her house. We want to handle basics like water, snacks, what have you. Grab tools that are available to you. So Michelle doesn't have her laptop, or her computer, but she does have notebooks. And she at first was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this because I don't have my computer. And then we took a minute, and that's when she realized, she can use notebooks. She has a tablet that she likes to write on. Um, so there are other ways that you can do some sort of planning, just whatever's easy for you. And we also have other resources like the Notion template, which won't work for Michelle this time, but if you do use Notion, you can sign into your account. And I will pop this into the chat really quickly. You can duplicate this template to your own Notion account if you want. And then, of course, the visuals and timers are on our channel as well.
Are you sharing?
So, no.
Do you
Is
want
it
to?
showing? Yeah?
No.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. I was like, wait a second. We took the screen down, but we didn't put it back up, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I wasn't sharing. And let's move this
Oh
on.
gosh. Beautiful.
Cool. So I am echoing.
Are you?
Am I still echoing? Okay, I'm not echoing anymore.
Okay.
It wouldn't be Sunday service without some form of weirdness. In fact,
Yep.
there was some quiet in the beginning of this particular stream because I was figuring stuff out.
Mm.
Um, anyway, so we're going to clear our lingering thoughts and responsibilities so that our minds can work effortlessly. So, with that in mind, we'll start. We actually do this in 4 parts. We do our brain dump for about 20 minutes to get everything out of the way. Then we do reflective questions about the previous week. We do a top 20 where we pull things out of our brain dump and reflective questions, and then we add things to our calendar. So we'll start with our brain dump, where we just take everything that's taking up space in our brain and we will pour it out onto computer or paper or tablet. And it doesn't have to be, there's no right or wrong way to do it. It can be a list, it can be a block of text, it can be both. You can use categories or not, and then we'll go back later to review it and prioritize things. Um, so we'll take 20 minutes for that. We'll go on mute, and then we'll come back and move on to the next section.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, that is our brain dump. How we doing? Michelle might be still muted for.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry.
There we go.
Um, it went well. I ended up journaling and then it turned into what my ideal week would look like. So I just like mapped
Ooh.
out Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and put like little notes under each day on what I'd like to be doing that day and what's obligated for me to do.
Right.
And that turned into what my ideal mornings are because when I go back to Brooklyn, I need to drastically change where my energy goes and not let myself get distracted.
Yeah, I love it. That goes perfectly with your chakra
Yeah.
situation because you're
But
focusing more on. Oh my goodness. You're focusing more on your energies and redirecting them accordingly.
yeah.
Um, I love that. I wound up going down a rabbit hole of stuff that I need to do for the trip that I haven't done yet, and that reminded me of something to do with Bean's Crate. And so I started looking into that after I listed out the main things I need to work on. Um, and then I found some stuff that makes me feel better. So I already know something that I want to talk about with my person after this.
Mm.
We might or may not be able to put something up today from Facebook Marketplace. I'm so sorry for yawning so much. My
I'm
goodness.
tired too, man. Oh, also yawning a lot.
I mean, I can understand why. You're still recovering from the
Yes, but
fun
also
time.
it's a full moon. And like someone reminded me, I'm like, I have no energy. And they're like, well, are these things happening? And I was like, oh yeah. One, the full moon, but two,
Mm.
I get my period during the full moon. So my body's busy shedding the lining of my
Mhm.
uterus. And
Yeah.
I also have been doing a lot of healing in this space, which is very exhausting. So,
Yes. Absolutely. All good points. Well, with that, we can kind of direct into reflective questions. So we'll take about 10 minutes to ask ourselves questions about how our previous week went, like how was my week and all my roles and goals and why, what worked and what can I do differently and what needs following up. Obviously, this is not to shame ourselves for anything that we didn't get to. The purpose of it is like a memory exercise and also transitioning from previous week to next week as far as goals and follow ups that we want to try to do better this week. So you kind of already started this a little bit by creating your ideal week. But if we want to ask yourself some more reflective questions, we'll take 10 minutes for that. And then we will come off mute and move on to the next section.
okay, thank you.
Mhm. Alrighty. I took an extra minute before coming back.
You took a what?
Just because I had a couple more things.
Yeah.
Just before that, I feel like I did pretty well.
Oh, are you frozen? Yes, you are. I'm so tired. Oh, she's gone. Well, my reflections turned into planning what I want my next gig to be. I
oh, was
can't.
I?
Yeah, you've been frozen this whole time.
Oh, that sucks. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can't see.
Oh, it said meeting
There you go.
disconnected.
You're not sharing
Okay.
anymore. I think Zoom like did a thing.
Yeah, Zoom is being weird because I'm running low on memory, apparently. It
Mm,
says, please close all browsers and rejoin the meeting. But if I do that, I'm going to stop the stream. I don't really want to do that.
right.
So,
You could
let's
turn your
just
video
try
off.
sharing again. Yeah, let me do that. You just won't have my face.
Yeah.
Window. And cool, cool. Can you see my screen?
It is coming. It's taking its time loading.
I found a hole in my sock.
Mm. Well,
Well,
that's loading.
I can actually see your face in my pop-out window, which it wasn't doing before. It was just a white box. So that's already
Oh,
progress.
cool.
Um, anyway, while it's doing that, uh, well, now it's being even more weird.
What were you saying about your reflections?
Oh, I was saying that I was really proud of how they went because I started off just doing like instead of asking each question individually and filling out underneath them, I did kind of like a general blurb
Mm-hmm.
where I was considering those questions. And then that made me start thinking about some stuff that I figured I'd list out under victories and almost, which I wasn't even going to do. And so I started listing out the things, and I was really thrilled with how many victories I had.
Wow.
Um, and I did have some almost on there, some things that I wish I would have been more on top of, or remembered to do, or didn't do, or whatever. But I couldn't really feel too bad about it because of just how many other things that I did so well. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the reflective questions went better for me this time than uh, than they usually do. Where it's like sometimes I'll remember something that I forgot about, but this time it's like, oh man, I really did have a pretty good week. So
That's awesome.
yes, and it looks like my screen is still not showing. I'm
You
gonna
could always
try.
just not share it because people know where to get it. And
Yeah.
there's a website that has it all on there, and it's not in this stream's notes, but it is in the channel description, I think.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool.
That way you don't have to,
So
we're having tech situations, so
yeah, we're just gonna be we're just gonna be a black screen with your beautiful face in the corner.
it's
Oh
gonna be
nope,
me.
now you're in the main screen, so that's fine.
All right.
Okay, so moving on. What was that?
I said no pressure to me.
Well, sometimes my name will pop up too, so it's not going to be
Oh yeah,
just your
that's
name.
true. Yeah.
So we are now moving on to our top 20. So we're going to spend about 15 minutes on this. We'll pick the top 20 tasks, priorities, or focuses from our brain dump and reflections. It does not have to be exactly 20 things. The main purpose of it is just focusing on practicing prioritizing things, which is a skill set that we want to work on more as ADHDers. So we'll take 15 minutes for that, and then we will come back and start adding stuff to our calendar.
Okay, thank you.
How many minutes do you think it's been?
I have no idea, but I was wondering if how we were gonna do timing.
Because I never unpaused my timer on my end,
Mm,
so I have no idea.
me either. What's your status? Because I could move on or wait.
I wound up, since I got some of my top 20 done in my brain dump, I wound up rearranging some stuff in my template. So I could probably move on as well if we wanted to.
Yeah, let's do that because my top 20 is also very small. I'm having like three things maximum.
That's good.
Once I get back, I have to work in the shop for 2 days and then um like Thursday I'll be putting my life back together and then the weekend I'm just taking off, even though I'm like technically working, just from like
Yeah.
life stuff. I'm just taking off.
No, I think that's a great idea. I mean, after this trip is a lot, so like it's really needed, but also recovery is also needed after something like that. So
Yeah, for sure. And I would,
I love that you're doing
if I were living alone, that's what I would be doing.
it.
But it's hard for me to like, I'm keep channeling alone living me because it's so difficult to like know what I'm doing every day when there's one or two other people that I have to consider.
hmm
So
Yeah,
that's what
it's easy to lose yourself in that when there's more people there. So
yeah. And for calendar, I'm going to be using my phone. So I'm probably going to turn my camera off a little bit here and there, or it's just cute.
we'll see black screens with names. All good.
Three names for a little bit.
Yeah. So with that, we are going to move into our last section, which is it's really good I'm not on camera because I just found a raisin in my teeth from the spice bun I'm eating. So you're welcome for that, world.
Hmm
Um,
hmm
so we are going to basically take stuff from our top 20 and we're going to plug them into our calendar for the week. We're going to, in addition to those things in our top 20, we're going to account for things like creative time, admin, and manager if we haven't already got those in our top 20. We'll want to think about things like weather, chores, meals, pet care. We also want to do self care and balance, so working out, arts, entertainment, and we also want to give ourselves non committal times, whether that's like non commutative times where you just hole up, and also something that you just don't have any plans for, so that you can have time to either just breathe or do something unexpected and fun that you weren't planning for. So non communicative and non committal times, I want to account for that too. So we'll take 10 minutes and add things to our calendar, and then we'll come back and wrap up for the week.
All right, thank you.
Mhm. Alrighty. That is our last section. How we feel.
We did it. I feel pretty good. Um, I ended up, one of the things that I needed to do was put my meditations in my calendar. That's always worked for me in the past. Like
Mm,
I want to remember that if I really want to do something and I'm doing new habits, that a calendar event works for me.
hmm
What
That's
about you?
true. That is something that we know has worked in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel much better. I think the reflective questions hit harder today, and I think it set a much better tone um, for the rest of it. And it also
Mm-hmm.
put my previous brain dump in a better light. And it kind of motivated me to keep it going because if I did that much better this past week than I thought, especially with the stress of for a moment there being afraid of finances when finding out
Mm-hmm.
that I wasn't sure how long we'd go. And I immediately got in and started crunching numbers to see how we can make it work. And that personally helped me get a sense of control over an uncertain situation. And I feel like um, overall, I just feel better about this week and my motivation levels. And we'll see if we can keep it going. But I've got good vibes that I'm hoping for. So hopefully, we both have an incredible week. I do believe we don't have a bye week this next week.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think uh, it's weird
It's
if
next bye
I
week is not till the 22nd, till the end of the month.
and well, there should be a bye week on the yeah. No, never mind. You're right. You're right.
I think the
Uh,
month after we have multiple, maybe.
two.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we have two in March. Because one at the very end and then one in the beginning, the 8th. So, yeah, I feel really good and I'm excited. Also, next Sunday is the Super Bowl. It's not until like 5:30, so we can probably still meet. And the Chiefs
Mm-hmm.
aren't playing, so I'm not as absorbed like taking the entire day to just psych myself up for it. It's gonna be pretty low key. Luckily, one of my friends has a team that's playing the Seahawks, so I will have someone to cheer for. Um, but I won't be as glued to the TV. But yeah, Super Bowl is next Sunday at 5:30 Central, I guess. Or at least that's the time I have. I would look that up just to make sure. But if I'm correct, then it's 6:30 Eastern. Um, and I think it's gonna. I don't even have what channel it's gonna be. I may not be able to watch it. Hold on. This is
Mm-hmm.
very important. This is crucial information. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. We need to find this out.
TV and streaming channel. Well, it's gonna be on. It seems like it's going to be on NBC, which means I am going to be able to watch it, but I'll have to watch it in my bedroom instead of the living room, which I can work with. But the downside is my mother won't be able to watch it unless
No.
she watches it with someone else, which is not going to be fun for her. She hates everybody in the building with her. But
Oh,
hopefully, maybe she'll get lucky. Either way, Super Bowl, NBC, next Saturday, if anyone is interested in that. Cool.
forgot about the Super Bowl.
I could never. Even though we're not playing, I could never.
Yeah,
If we were
you
playing, I
are.
would be going down Arkansas.
I can't believe that you are such a sports ball person. It really is hilarious. Right down
It
to the
is
Super
just
Bowl.
it is just NFL and mostly just Chiefs. Like the only reason this is an exception is because I have a friend that's playing, or a friend's team that's playing. And my friends, my nerd friends, are actually starting to get more into it, which I appreciate. So they may not be as like glued to the screen as me, but it's nice having a place in our Discord where I can just pop in, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this just happened.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. That's nice. Nice community.
yes, yes,
Community is important.
yeah. And they'll start with like, oh, they have the prettiest uniforms, but then they'll be watching the game, and their arbitrary metrics for picking a team still gives them something to root for, and then eventually they can like start enjoying the game more, which is what happened with me. I just started watching to support my mother, and then eventually I got sucked in, and I was like, man, these guys are really good. If they weren't so good, I might not have gotten sucked into it. But it just so happened the team that we were rooting for because she moved up here was the fact that they had just gotten an incredible team, and this was the first time that they had gone to the Super Bowl in like 50 years. So it just so happened
Wow.
I started watching at the right time because I grew up with the Razorbacks and they suck. So there's not even like an NFL team in Arkansas. It's just pro
That's
ball.
interesting.
Or
Oh
it's
yeah.
yeah, and I do
Yeah,
not.
there's no like Arkansas, whatever.
Yeah, I still do not care about college ball. My mother will message me and be like, "Oh my gosh, this team is playing this team," and I'm like, "I could not care less." She's like, "Are you watching the
That's
game?" And I'm
interesting.
like, "What game?" It's just they're not good enough, and I got used to watching good, and now I don't want to watch less good because like if I'm going to be taking
Yeah.
time out of my life to watch football, I want to watch good football. So
I think
anyway,
people who are into college football follow it on a my I had a friend who I would go to like football games with her as an
mm-hmm,
event, right? She was a big football person. Um, and she watched college football. She didn't care too much, but she did care about getting to know the players that were potentially going to be in the NFL.
mm-hmm,
And I think
that is
she
one
used
thing.
it, yeah, and I think that she used it as a way to get her football fix
Yeah,
outside
in
of like regular
between.
times or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. And also, like, I do get it. There are people that are so diehard that they follow the drafts constantly, and they're like, "Oh, thank goodness this team's getting that person." I have too many other things that I can't get into that, and I don't have like a fantasy league or anything. But I do get that, and I think the other reason that I don't like it is aside from the fact that I don't follow the drafts because that's too overwhelming for me. I also don't like the idea of getting attached to a player on a college team and then them,
Uh, oh,
they
that's fair.
graduate, which is another thing.
Right.
Like my mother forgets sometimes when we're watching the game that NFL doesn't have, they're not college teams. And so, she's like, they're just stuck because people keep graduating. And I'm like, they're not going to graduate. They might get poached or retire, but they're not going to graduate from NFL.
And
Um,
that's a good point too, because building relationships is like a big ADHD thing. To circle back,
mhm,
like we
yeah,
really value building relationships with people, places, and things. And then when
right.
the people, place, or thing goes away, it can be detrimental for us.
Yeah. So like it's bad enough whenever we have to lose people from our team, but like having that be a regular part of the process, like you're watching someone and you're like, oh man, this kid is like really good. Like the Razorbacks suck, but this one doesn't.
Mm.
And then he goes to some other team like the Rams, and then I'm like, well, I don't really care about that. I don't want to watch Rams games, but I mean, no hate to Rams, but I just don't care. The Rams, I think, are who are playing the Seahawks, but we're rooting for the Seahawks in solidarity with my friend who picked them because she has family in Seattle and also she likes their uniforms. Um, so yeah, go Hawks for the bowl. Anyway,
Go
I
sports
will see
ball.
you. Go sports ball. I will see you next weekend, and we'll see how we feel and how the week goes.
Okay, my friend. Thank you.
Bye.